What's up, Internet? Thanks for stopping by. This is Reading Wikipedia, Episode 1, and it's exactly what it sounds like. We cover Wikipedia articles so you don't have to. Today, we are going to read about Bridget Biddy Mason. And actually, I don't read it either. He does.
Hello, chip chip cheerio.
Welcome to the show, British guy. Have you heard of Biddy Mason? Her story should be made into a movie.
Please tell me you got a guest.
Please welcome former U.S. President Bill Clinton.
Wait, what?
Welcome to the show, Mr. Clinton. The Internet is so honored to have you.
You could call me Bill. What's going on?
This is an internet show, and we read Wikipedia articles.
Reading Wikipedia? Am I getting paid for this?
Wikipedia gives so much, Bill.
Can't I donate money? I'm a very busy man.
Put your seatbelt on and prepare for an action-packed thrill ride.
Dude, it takes a lot to get me jacked up. Do you have a chair, maybe some water?
How about tea and biscuits? I could use a nibble.
Who's that guy?
That's British guy.
Will you at least tell people I was here if they ask?
Let's just get this started. British guy.
Bridget Biddy Mason, born August 15, 1918 and died January 15, 1991, was an American nurse and a Californian real estate entrepreneur and philanthropist. She is the founder of the first African Methodist Episcopal Church in Los Angeles, California.
Didn't even see the 1900s.
Not a good era to be a black woman in the South.
Biddy Mason was born a slave on August 15, 1818 in Georgia. She was given the name of Bridget with no surname and gifted to Robert Smith and his bride as a wedding present. After the marriage, Smith took his new wife and slaves to Mississippi.
I'm going to stop you right there.
Dude, we gotta keep this moving. I'm a former president.
Biddy Mason was born a slave and used as a wedding gift. You hear that?
I didn't even know you could do that, actually.
I know it's a different day and age, but that's just annoying.
Pretty good gift, though.
Missionaries from the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, Mormon, proselytized in Mississippi. They taught Smith and his wealthy family, and they converted. Members were encouraged to free their slaves, but Smith chose not to do so.
Well, that's surprising.
Mormons can be quite persistent.
That they were against slavery in early 1800s.
Gold star to the Mormons, but I don't know about this Robert Smith guy.
The Smith household, with a group of church members from Mississippi, joined the main body of Mormons, crossing the plains and settling in Salt Lake Valley, Utah Territory.
Talk about getting in on something early. Good for them.
Church leader Brigham Young sent a group of Mormons to Southern California in 1851. Robert Smith, his family, and his slaves joined them in San Bernardino, California, sometime later.
Honestly, I didn't even know there were slaves in San Bernardino. Learn something new every day.
As part of the Compromise of 1850, California was admitted as a free state, and any slave who resided or born in the state would be free. Bridget had lived in California for 4 years and wanted to be free, but was under the control of Robert Smith and ignorant of the laws and her rights.
I told you, dude, this Robert Smith is no good.
In 1856, Smith decided to move to the slave state of Texas and sell his slaves there. She did not want to go to Texas and was worried she would be separated from her children. Bridget, helped by friends, attempted to escape from Smith. She and a group of Smith's other slaves traveled towards Los Angeles before Smith caught up with them. He took her and the other slaves and camped in a canyon near Santa Monica. One of his slaves, Hannah, was having a baby, which made it difficult to travel.
No, well, that's convenient.
Screw going back to Texas, though.
Lizzie Flake Rowan, who had also been kept in slavery with Biddy but had since been set free, told Frank Dewitt, the sheriff of Los Angeles County, of Smith's plans. He issued a writ of habeas corpus and sent a local posse, who caught up with Smith and took the slaves into protective custody.
This part is like a movie. Going on horseback to find Smith and his slaves.
Buddy's luck's starting to turn around.
Look at these guys. 3 out of 7 of them just look like Sam Elliott.
Bridget petitioned at a Los Angeles court for her freedom. Smith claimed that Bridget was her family and she wanted to go to Texas. He then bribed her lawyer to not show up. She was not allowed to testify in court since California law prohibited black people from testifying against whites.
Thanks to Wikipedia, we now know how terrible Robert Smith is.
Not a good look.
The judge presiding over the case, Benjamin Ignatius Hayes, interviewed Bridget and found she did not want to go to Texas, and granted her freedom as a resident of a free state, as well as the freedom of the other slaves held captive by Smith and her 3 daughters.
Look at that. Boom!
Talk about overcoming obstacles.
Yeah. It's like a Hollywood movie, but real life. Who knew?
After emancipation, she chose to be known as Bridget Biddy Mason.
Thank goodness for the Mormons taking her out of the South.
Ending up in California was pretty lucky in the grand scheme of things.
After becoming free, she worked in Los Angeles as a nurse and midwife. One of her employers was the noted physician John Strother Griffin. Saving carefully, she was one of the first African Americans to purchase land in the city. As a businesswoman, she amassed a large fortune of nearly $300,000, which she shared generously.
Got a job and everything.
I need a job.
In 1872, Mason was a founding member of the First African Methodist Episcopal Church of Los Angeles, the city's first black church.
Should probably go visit that park.
If I had more time, I'd totally be down, but,
I'll pencil a date in and shoot you an email. Maybe a couple.
I can live with that.
Mason spoke fluent Spanish and was a well-known figure in the city. She dined in the home of Pio Pico, the last governor of Alta California and a wealthy Los Angeles landowner.
Well, there you go. Pio Pico. And Biddy was hanging with him.
Pico's a major street in LA. I've seen it before.
After Mason's death on January 15th of 1891, she was buried in an unmarked grave in Evergreen Cemetery. In a ceremony attended by the mayor and members of the church she founded, the grave was marked with a tombstone.
Just want to thank the internet for having me in and Wikipedia for bringing us Biddy Mason. Just so happy to know about her now.